counting down. Hello and welcome to the Social Recruiting Show. I'm Katrina Collier. I'm a social recruiting trainer and keynote speaker. I'm of course joined by my gorgeous co-host Audra Knight, who is an employer branding genius, a nerd, a bass player, a mother of two, multi-talented, forever showing me new things. Today we are finally getting to talk to Hannah Morgan, who is, well, I'm not supposed to call you this, am I? Job search guru, a career surfer, or whatever I feel like calling her. We don't have any tech fails, so we're super excited that Hannah, you're finally joining us. Thank you so much for being so patient for so long.
It's awesome to be here. Thanks. I feel like calling it.
Now, Hannah, we actually, three of us have something in common. I think we were all on Ryan Roten's podcast, right? Which relates to this because it's the Brand New You podcast about personal branding.
Yeah. You know what? Today's Ryan's birthday, so happy birthday to Ryan.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Very true. And Ryan, where's my copy of the book? Yep.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, he has a new book.
I haven't got mine yet. I keep waiting to get online and order that. So, yeah.
Oh, it's really good. Yep. You definitely both need it. But Hannah, will you give us a little background as to your career and how you became the career Sherpa?
It's not really a straight line. I don't think it's a straight line. I guess like the best way to say that I started is I started in human resources for a company that over a short period of time, like a year, went from 125 people to 3,000 people.
Whoa.
So there was an awful lot of recruiting going on in there. We didn't really know what we were doing. I mean, this was a long time ago. And so it was a great learning experience. From there, I was in a bunch of different roles. And then I finally ended up working for a company called Lee Hecht Harrison. And they do outplacement services. So when companies are downsizing, Lee Hecht comes in and we give them services ranging from resume writing to job search, whatever. And that's really when I fell in love with this whole world of transition services, helping people understand how to look for work better. And so that was a long time ago.
5 years.
Over 5 years ago. And I've been doing it ever since. I've done my own. I work for a career center, for a business school, part-time now. So I do a lot of different things around the space.
And you write a lot, don't you?
I do a lot of writing. But I love to write. And I'm an introvert. So for all those introverts out there, their personal branding, getting your name out there, it's not hard if you're an introvert. And I think a lot of times in the olden days, we thought, if you're not really outgoing, then you're going to have a hard time building this reputation. And I think I guess.
Was that your truck, Audra?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's a bit hard to hear you actually, Hannah. I think sometimes your headset just appears. Yeah. Oh, there you are. You're back again.
It's all right.
That's a really good point, isn't it? Because that whole, you are hiding behind technology. So if you are introverted, you don't have to actually talk to people. You can still share your skills and you can still show what you're capable of, which is really cool, right?
Right. I think that's really important. And the more I've been doing this, the more I realize that a lot of people who have the side business or building a business, a lot of them are introverted. And so there's so many more ways to build this personal brand today than going to networking events, which we hate doing.
Yeah. I just like to say I hate doing that as well.
Oh, I love it.
What's the name of Ryan's book?
Career Cred, but it's KRED, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Career Cred. It's awesome.
I'm just finding it. 4 simple steps to build your digital brand.
Yeah. It's really good.
He's so cheeky. He should have sent me a copy. We can't get it here.
Well, he was just signing them recently, so maybe it's on the way.
We'll see. The post is slow to London. Bless him. I was shocked we were all in it though. It was like, wow, thanks for that. Great.
Yeah.
So when did you start doing the shift into the trucks? I'm loving it, Audra. When did you start creating your online persona, and like how has it changed in the last few years, for example?
Well, and I think that's really important because I knew from the beginning that personal brand or a brand for my company was going to be really important. And I had a really, really, really hard time differentiating myself between all the other career coaches out there. I mean, I'm not really a career coach. I'm more of a job search coach. And when it comes to job search, I'm not even really I'm not really a coach because I don't believe, I'm not trained and I don't believe in the whole coaching process. So so it was hard for me to sort of find out what my niche really was and how I would tell people that I was different, because I knew that was important. And so it's important to note that evolved for me and is still evolving over time. So my personal brand is something that I really prefer to call it your reputation, because what people, branding is sort of that marketing term and it has sort of a bad connotation. It's really your reputation. What do people say about you either when you're in the room or when you walked out of the room, right? How do they know you? And I think that a lot of times people know me as the career Sherpa, which is great. That's my branding at work, right? But then other times come to me and say, well, will you write my resume? And I'm like, I don't write resumes. I'm not a resume writer. I actually am anti-resume. I think it's the worst thing ever.
And you're going to have to hold your headset away from your neck.
Oh, because can't hear me.
What's happening is it's going like this. When you're getting all excited, which is really cool, but it's so cool, but we're missing the odd words. It's quite high up yours, isn't it? Bless it. But so explain what you mean by the so you're not a coach, then which bit of the job search do you do? So you don't do CVs and resumes because you hate them, which is fair.
Right. I actually am more of an advisor than I am a coach. So I will work with groups of people. I really don't work one-on-one with people. Again, we know what our strengths are and we know what our weaknesses are. And my weakness is managing that process with following up with people. Yeah. So I do groups, either virtual or in person. And that's really it. Where I really love, what I love doing and what's worked for me is to do this writing. So I provide advice in the form of written advice and oftentimes through other forms of media. The advice I give is all over my Twitter account.
I just shared your website on the side as well, which we know Audra can't see, but I've just shared the link so people know where you are as well.
Hannah, you made a really good point about differentiating yourself, and I think for recruiters, that's something they struggle with because they all have great LinkedIn profiles, right? But they're all kind of the same, LinkedIn. So I think that's really important for recruiters, especially to differentiate themselves. Don't you think?
I absolutely agree. And in working with job seekers and knowing recruiters, oftentimes job seekers will say, well, how do I find a good recruiter? That's really sort of the wrong question to be asking. But, I walk them through, what are you looking for and who are the people in that space and what companies do you want to work for? And then we can sort of talk about, okay, well, who are the recruiters who work in that space? And so I think, for a recruiter, I know they don't necessarily want to work with job seekers, but they do want to work with business owners who are or were one-time job seekers. How do they want to be found? Who are their ideal clients? Who are the companies, industries that they really focus in on? Or what are the skill sets that they're really great at attracting or have worked with in the past that, they have that inventory of people that they know? And oftentimes that's not evident. Or if it is, the recruiter might think it's evident, but it's not necessarily evident to people who don't speak recruiterese.
So you're doing a lot of network to a job, aren't you? Showing them how to, online network to a job, not in person, but that's what you're doing. Is that right, Hannah? So,
wait, say that again.
So you're kind of guiding them to, a bit like the flip side, we go look for candidates. You're showing them how to go and look for opportunities in companies. You're clearly not sending them to a job board, which is awesome.
Well, right. It's teaching them to fish because we all know that they're going to be doing this again. And I don't want them coming back to me in a year when they need, I do, but I don't. When they need help, right? So I'm better off teaching them to fish. That's a skill they'll keep with them.
Yeah, that's the point. You need it your whole life.
Right. Yep. I think a lot of people don't want to be looking for work again.
So many of us find our job via referrals. Yeah, the first thing we do when we're looking for a job is go look at a job board. And that's right. But why are we doing that? Why are we going to our networks? And you've got some beautiful compliments going down the side here from the gorgeous Jim Stroud. That he likes your tweets, which is good stuff.
I love, I know Jim.
He wants the chicks to fly on their own. Oh.
Love you, Jim. Thank
you. Have you actually met Jim?
I've not actually met him, no.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, I've known of Jim forever. He's like one of the gurus that I've always followed and tried.
Oh, I love you more. He's so cute.
Thank you, Jim.
You have to meet Jim.
Is Jim in Texas or somewhere down south, right?
Atlanta.
Ah, got it.
That's $20 I owe you. Thanks for the Hotlanta. He's in Hotlanta.
Atlanta.
Jim is actually, and you wouldn't think so, but he's actually quite introverted. And you wouldn't think so. So with when you look at your videos that he puts out, which he's all being crazy, it's like he puts on the persona. And
he's good at that. I love videos.
It's so interesting what people can do.
Well, Jim, you weren't here in the beginning, but you're an introvert, right?
Yeah, that's what I just said. He's just written, he's shy at heart.
Yeah. So there are a lot of us that are, and I think that's great. I mean, we all know about Jim, even though he's an introvert. So
extrovert.
We all have to have our extroverted moments.
Yeah, that's an awesome word. So what would you say to recruiters? Because, I think they're being looked at by job seekers. We talk about this all the time. So what would you say to them? Like, step one, let's get off LinkedIn and go elsewhere. What could they be doing to sort of raise their visibility and be that good recruiter that job seeker is looking for? What do you think they could do, Hannah?
Well, so here's the thing, the whole idea of marketing and selling is very different today. So we want to educate our consumer. And I think that recruiters really have, they're misunderstood. Recruiters are greatly misunderstood, like the role that they serve to job seekers and to companies. And companies suck at hiring. And so if they are going to be working with a recruiter, they really need that help, that guidance through the process. And the best way to get them familiar with you is to provide them with that help so that they will come to you when they actually have a job they need to fill and they don't want to do it themselves. So I think that recruiters could do a much better job educating their consumers, which is really the business end of things. What companies can do to better attract and retain employees. We all know that's a huge thing right now. So I think the recruiters that are going to develop that strong brand, that recognition, are the ones that really add value and help employers figure out how to do this recruiting process better.
I like that. Sure. What other spaces do you think they should be on social besides just like LinkedIn? I think so many recruiters just have a LinkedIn profile. That's it. Do you recommend that or do you think they should also have different kinds of accounts or other kind of presence or their own website?
I think all of the above. I think, to be real, I don't know if everybody can do all of it. But if they're on LinkedIn, I guarantee you their LinkedIn profile probably sucks too. That there's too much either corporate speak or it's a shell of a profile without any information. And, the recruiters really should be setting the bar on this is what a good profile looks like, because there's more companies than most people will get on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, like it or not, is still sort of seen as a job board. So people are going to LinkedIn to look for recruiters. So they really have a great opportunity to raise the bar, to set the standards, making their LinkedIn profile robust with all kinds of helpful information. Use the blogging platform. I know it doesn't mean a hell of a lot, but it's better to use it than not use it. And to really link to their company website or their own personal website if they have that. I mean, if nothing else, they need their own company website where people can go and find more information. That's just the basic strategy for a business.
The new LinkedIn profile really does. You really need to go back in and address your profile. So they've just changed the size of the thing at the top, the banner shot, which is good because it now actually fits. So that was quite cool. So I just changed mine, for example. But, your summary doesn't matter so much anymore. It really is your current experience, and add in that rich media and everything you're saying. But the activities also. Audrey, is it a new coffee order?
My friend came back to visit.
So cool. Oh, your friend who doesn't think you should be talking to a white box.
Yeah.
What happens before the show?
I feel bad.
I miss the outtakes. That used to be fun. I miss Blab. But the activity is so obvious now, isn't it? So you can really stand out by actually being active. If your audience is really there, though, of course.
Yeah. LinkedIn has changed a lot, and they need to understand how it can be used. It's just another outlet, right? And if they're not doing it well, they look silly. They don't look professional. And again, keyword SEO. Let's get familiar with that. It's so important.
Yeah. Steve Ward thinks you should be drinking champagne, Audra. Unfortunately, because Audra is sitting in the sunshine, which Steve and I will only just discovered that the sun is coming out here again in England after a week of shocking rain. She can't read the comments, so hence I'm talking more this week.
Yeah. Hannah, what's the most common problem you see on people's LinkedIn profile in general? Is it just not having the right keywords, or what are some other kind of big mistakes you see?
I think most profiles are really lame. They don't get the attention they deserve. It starts with that headline, which, damn it, LinkedIn, they by default will put in your most recent job title. And what does that really tell somebody? That's not personal branding. That's not a good, I'm not going to search for you necessarily by your current company and your job title necessarily, right? So I think that there are much better ways that people can use their headline to really accentuate their unique value. Sort of what problems do they solve? These are the problems that either an employer or a company will have that people need answers to. Let them come to you, draw them in. Those are the questions that people would be Googling for, like, how do I maximize my LinkedIn profile? Well, LinkedIn profile maximization and just basic stuff, right? So the profile stinks. Then the summary is like crap because people haven't given it any attention. Most people don't have a summary.
But you can't even say it now. It's like 2 lines.
Right. Now it's only 2 lines, which people, it's important.
I know. Yeah. But I think it's still, if somebody is curious and learning more, there should be more information there. And it should be more than just some dry, regurgitated blah. It's got a personality, and that's really what I think is missing. Like, what makes me different? What makes you different than the other recruiters, the other people who do the kind of work that you do? What's your motivation? How do you make a difference in the world? And I think people are afraid to do that. And I think that if they can overcome that fear, they're going to be much better off.
So do you think they should just sort of chill a bit, relax it and share their personality? It's always been thought of as so professional, but, maybe just sharing who you genuinely are.
Right.
It's fine.
It's not that hard, and you don't own it for life. If you don't like it, you can change it, but take a risk or two, for crying out loud.
And I agree completely.
And that reputation is really, if you're not comfortable saying this, I recommend this to job seekers a lot. A lot of times we're so humble, we don't feel like we can really toot our own horns, and I get it. But maybe just...
Is that a truck reversing? Next week, Audrey will definitely go back at home.
Oh no, it's getting worse. Oh, here it comes.
I think it's hilarious. We've had so many tech issues getting Hannah on, and now we've got reversing trucks and Wi-Fi issues for Audrey, and it's just we're soldiering on anyway.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Your work supplies are there, Audra. They're delivering your paper.
Yeah,
right.
So you're obviously huge on Twitter. Do you have any top tips for recruiters over there? Because I think it's so underutilized.
For the what? Which one is it?
For on Twitter, recruiters on Twitter. I think it's mad that I use it, but
I'm sort of sad that Twitter isn't quite what it used to be. There's not the same level of interaction and engagement that I'm seeing. I don't know whether you guys are seeing that too.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's getting noisy.
But what it is great at is getting your material, your information found, right? Because people, it's searchable through Google and all of that great stuff.
Hannah, your headset.
What? I'm trying to hold it.
It's way too much fun for Friday. Jim has just written the most hilarious comment before we go back to Twitter. Sorry, Truck is packing up all the recruiter knowledge being shared and delivering it all over the world. This show is so hot. Alarms are going off. Crazy, man. So, do you know what? One of the reasons I think Twitter's got so bad, though, they started doing that thing like Facebook does, and LinkedIn does, and deciding what we will see. So you go back in and you just see the same people all the time. It's like, oh my God, the whole joy of Twitter was it was just exactly how you wanted it. It was just reverse chronological order kind of thing.
Right, and that's honestly, one of the reasons I love Twitter lists is that I get to determine what I see. And I use Suite to manage that because I don't like looking at that home feed. I never have liked looking at that home feed. And I don't like what LinkedIn is. I don't like what Twitter is feeding me. So I rely on lists all the time.
Yep.
Really my life so much easier.
So are your lists public lists or private lists?
Many of them are public. Many of them are. Again, because I want to help people figure out Twitter because they don't think they understand it. So I put those lists out there. Most of them are public. But the bio. So, let's just get true. The bio is the most important part of your profile. And again, keywords matter. Tell people what you're all about. What do you do? What can they expect from this Twitter feed that you are sharing? So I don't know what's so hard about that. Like,
there's this weird thing that's like, well, this is my professional space, and I come to Twitter, so I'm going to be quirky. And it's like, well, yeah, but you're not going to get followers. I mean,
why does everyone?
Or when you speak,
I think some people can be quirky because they're already so well known, right? They can afford to do that. But for the rest of us, we need to get known, and we need that reputation. So we can't be that quirky.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, when Audra and I, we speak and stuff, and in the conference hashtags, if somebody follows you and you can see they're using the conference hashtag, but it's like, but what so you were clearly in the audience, but what do you do? Who are you? Just fill out the bio.
So many bios, all they say is that they like coffee or like weird things. Like, what does that tell me about you? That you're a bit hyper? I don't.
Right. I don't think that's really, I mean, again, they're trying to be human, but I think there are other ways to become more human besides saying you love coffee.
Yeah. Another thing people, I think, don't use enough is a pinned tweet. So you can pick, the one tweet people are going to see as a great example of your brand. I think people should use that more, right?
Yeah.
I love pinned tweets. So,
I'm going to go and see what Hannah's current pinned tweet is.
Go retweet it. Right. What do you recommend for headers for Twitter? Your people you work with, what do you recommend for a header? That's tricky for some people.
Yeah, it is tricky. I think it really depends. I think it should be something somehow meaningful, right?
Yes.
If you're a recruiter, I think there's a better opportunity to use that header with words to really, again, emphasize the skill sets that you recruit for, or the industry and the industry that you recruit for. So more of that branding of that. I've always had problems, and I'm pretty technically savvy, but I've always had problems getting the right size header up there.
Well, it doesn't tell you, does it?
I mean, I'm using Canva.
Yeah.
Canva, right? But even sometimes that doesn't always size right, or maybe it's just me.
No. It is like that because you'll go and you look up the dimensions, like for a Facebook event, and it'll say it's this, and you'll create it, and the image is exactly right, and you load it up.
Oh, good to know it's not just.
Yeah, I've seen that. For
have you noticed that? What the hell are the dimensions for LinkedIn update now?
No, I don't know.
And it doesn't even tell you, and they just look stupid. I'm trying to actually work out the dimensions for Twitter, though. I'm back over there. Does it tell you?
No, I don't know. It's really hard.
And if you Google it, you get a lot of old dimensions because it's changed, so that's tricky too.
Right, I know.
Upload photo. It doesn't even tell you.
Uh-oh, where did Katrina just go?
I'm here.
Okay.
We can hear you, but not see you.
Oh, well. I'm sure I'll reappear. You're a little weird.
So one of the things
okay, so question from Donna. Not using Twitter, does it really help with employers finding you? Okay, I would say this. What it will help you do is go, okay, I found the recruiter or if you're a nurse, the head of nursing, or, developer, the head of development, or whatever, you can find the person in the company. On LinkedIn, you send them a connect request, they accept, then what do you do? Whereas with Twitter, you can keep engaging with people. You can retweet something, you can favorite, you can answer, it's public, and it's like being at the pub. You can get to know people. So in that respect, I think it's quite good. Can you guys see me?
Also,
I'm still not here.
No, I can't.
Oh, how interesting.
Nope.
Oh, well.
But I want to jump in on that. Also, a lot of recruiters use tools like Hiring Solved or Hire Tool when they're searching for candidates. And that brings up your LinkedIn, your Twitter, and a lot of other profiles. So that's a good reason why you should have a Twitter. As long as it has relevant content and you've done a good job with it, recruiters that use those tools are definitely going to see it.
Right, and I use about.me, and oftentimes I link to that, which is another kind of landing page where you can link to all those social outlets.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay that, you know, Twitter is going to be more work-related, perhaps, and then Facebook's going to be more personal, but still some interjection of personal stuff. And then your Instagram, which is sort of a mix of the both anyway. So again, we're looking to be a real human being, and none of us, I think the people that do best at this branding thing are known not just for the work they do, but who they are as a human being.
And also, if you, and I'm about to share it, this one. If you use Instagram, you can share your photos straight out into Twitter as long as you use that hack from if this.
But make sure you do it right. It's so annoying when you do it wrong.
Yeah, so you don't use the Twitter link. You use that hack. If this and that I just shared. Hopefully, I've appeared back on the screen at this point.
Yes, you're back.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yay! Who missed me? I look so freaking tired. It's probably better you can't see me. Yeah, I was in at bed at 1 o'clock. But if you use that, all of your photos automatically go out. So that actually interjects. So my Twitter feed is a lot of my blog and news and other retweets, and then you'll get a dog photo.
I know, which people love, because now they know that you are a human being and they understand that your dogs are important to your life, as well as some of the other stuff. So I think that, you know, the lines have blurred, right? We're not just work, we're not just personal, it's a blend.
But we always were. Mm-hmm. We always were. And then at some point when social media appeared, we were suddenly meant to become split personality. You take your personal stuff to work. We all do. Maybe we're not meant to. But, you know, you talk about your kids and your family and your events on the weekend and your social life. It was like, go order. Truck number 2.
Another truck. Oh, God.
This is the best show ever. I'm loving it.
But, yeah, it all comes down to people want to work with people. They don't want to work with someone, a job title, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you look at how information you've been hot information.
So where everyone is going and where everyone already is Facebook. Yeah. And again, there's a great opportunity there on your personal page to have a bio and to fill that out more thoroughly. And I use it all the time for myself and to help job seekers find people who work inside companies. So you can go up to the top bar, the Omni bar, and type in people who work at and the name of the company, and you're going to find people outside of your network and how they're connected, just like LinkedIn, but better.
Yeah. I'm going to, off air, I'll show you Shane McCuster's search tool. It'll blow your mind, Hannah. So, because Audra can't read the question, I'll read the question. If anyone can hear us, maybe put your hand over your microphone, Audra.
I don't know
for a minute.
What it is.
So Tim Davey has an excellent question here. Do you think that you
should cover your microphone?
Cover your thing. Audra.
I can't bring this over here. Hold on.
This is hilarious. You not heard of the mute button? Like, just mute yourself? Anyway.
I can't remember. I can't see.
Oh, okay. It's so tough in Boston today. Mind you, the sun has finally come out in London. Right, so Tim Davey has an awesome question. So do you think that you should have 2 Facebook profiles, one for work and one for personal? I both currently but think I'm going wrong with that. Where does she live? She lives in Boston. Bless her. She normally isn't home with the cat. Long story. Personally, I think you should have one. I just think it's too much hard work to have 2. But you should lock it down. You should give it a little bit of an audit so that you're hiding all of the stuff that perhaps you don't want people to see. And you put on a persona. So you can use the phone and set your 5 featured images and look like that's someone worth talking to. So that if you send a message to someone on them, they'll look at you and want to talk to you. That's my personal opinion, but I'd love to hear yours, Hannah.
I totally agree. And I think that a lot of times we just don't pay enough attention to the settings on Facebook, and granted they change. But a quick audit, you're able to really control what you make public and what you don't make public. Yeah. So, you know, I think, and first of all, it's against Facebook's terms of services to have 2 profiles. So I'm following the rules, right?
Yes, such a good girl.
Manage. It's way too much to manage.
Yeah.
So just lock down your settings and create lists on who you share information with on Facebook. So with a little bit of knowledge, I think you'll get there.
Yeah. So I actually have a blog post on that, Tim. If you
good,
it'll teach you how to create lists. Steve would just completely agree with you. Use distribution lists. What's Recruiting Animal said here? That may be a good idea if you talk about any political issue on Facebook. There are people dying to call you racist and sexist. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's watching out as well when you comment on a post. Make sure it's not public. And if you do post publicly, like I've just shared this show to my feed publicly, all my future posts will be set to public. So you've got to go back up.
That's a horrible thing. I hate that.
Friends. So I usually will post to friends and then change it to public. But right then I was too busy. So
but again, it's a matter of knowing that there are different settings that work. And I think Facebook is going to be a great way. I mean, I can post for jobs on Facebook. So,
I think it's awesome. I mean, there's a billion people using it every day. And, you know, you've got an unusual name. Just stick your name in the top. Someone's going to find you. So some of these guys are all right. I'm screwed. I'm easy to find.
Hey, Hannah, have you ever heard of this? I thought it was really genius, but a lot of people couldn't really pull it off, I don't think. But it was a job seeker who he opened up, made a business page, you know, with his name. And then he did Facebook ads to people like recruiters that worked at this company. And I thought that was pretty genius to get in their face. But it's a little tricky because you have to have a business, you know, page and not a regular. But it's interesting. But to get attention.
Right. You know, and I really think it depends, too, on the industry that he's targeting and the kind of work that he's looking for. I mean, if he's looking for anything in marketing or social media, you know, it's a no-brainer. He just showed an example of how he knows how to do that stuff. So,
good point.
So, I don't know.
You have a business page. I thought you could do that from your own personal account. I didn't know.
No, any kind of ads you have to use. I'm pretty sure you have to have a business page.
There you go. I think the pay-per-click in there is just amazing. I think it's
the targeting for recruiters.
Yeah, right.
Awesome. So good.
It was really funny, actually. I've just been asked to write a blog post, like your blog post, about the job posting on the new pages, which of course we still don't have here in the UK. And I'm like, but it's you can't use the targeting that you can use because they're trying to make sure we're not all the things Recruiting Animal just said, racist, sexist, anything like that.
There still is a lot of targeting, but it's a lot less. And why would you use that when you can use the full targeting regular ads?
Right. You can get people who like quirky interests. I'm being distracted by the beasts down here. Sorry.
And you can also target, you know, people that work at competing companies, which I think is pretty awesome for regular ads, at least.
Yeah. So hopefully that answers Tim's question. So you mentioned.
What about?
Oh, sorry. Go on.
What about? Recruiters or job seekers that just think, oh no, Facebook's just has to be totally private. Do you just say for them, then that's fine for you? Or do you recommend that they open up a little bit and have something public on it?
Oh, I think just like the job seeker, they do need to have something private. I mean, something from their personal life on there, because people want to know that they like, know, and trust you before they buy from you, right? Yeah. So if they don't feel like they like, know, or trust you because you're so sterile, you're just sharing job ads or whatever you're sharing. There's what makes you different? Nothing.
She was really cute. One of the recruiters in one of the groups, he was saying, I'm sending message requests and I'm not getting much response. And I looked at his profile picture and particularly his cover picture, and I sent him a private message because obviously you don't want to call someone out publicly, and just went, I think the photo of you and your girlfriend on the beach, maybe putting people off, because it looks like a porn profile. Like, not that it was. It was really quite innocent, but it was like, no, it's just, you know, because you're thinking fast, getting attention, they click through and go, oh, spam, I'm gone. It was so cute. You need to go and just make it something where you're clothed.
What I've noticed is a lot of people, just friends of mine and people that I know, post publicly all the time without even paying attention because they're using their phone and the phone defaults and stays there. And
they don't even know.
Right. So it's dangerous that people don't pay attention.
Yeah. No, I'm really fussy. And you can, I mean, even on Instagram, you can go in and untag. So, because you're on someone's profile, you can see all the photos of them. If someone else has put photos of them up, and you can go in and actually remove that tag. I've just been through and done a load that were not very flattering. I'm still in them, but they're just not showing on my profile.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I was really impressed that they've done that.
And you can hide things from your timeline too. I do that occasionally. If it's
I always,
Yeah, timeline review is very important on Facebook.
Again, people don't know that that's what they're supposed to do. So in LinkedIn, Facebook doesn't really make it very obvious from the Facebook login, like your Facebook feed page, that you've got things to review in your timeline. You really have to sort of search for that, I think.
Oh, no, mine's usually my notification.
Well, that's because Facebook wants you to post everything public. That's great for them.
So poor Tim. Tim says that he feels like his Facebook page is too sterile. What?
No, his business Facebook profile. So he's going to get rid of that and just be Tim. Tim is going to be Tim.
It is a balance. You know, you don't want to be out on the beach naked with your girlfriend, but you don't want to have your company logo blasted across there. It's just an in between.
Be yourself. So I went in and set my featured pictures. And currently, I've got the shot of us out last night, but we're drinking, but we're not drunk, so that's all right. Is my banner photo, and then the featured 5 images are a cross range of things. So there's one of me training, one of me speaking, one of my charity, one of my dogs. It's like this is my life in those 5 photos. Steve Ward, yes, speak him.
And I think that that's really a great example, Audra, because you have sort of this criteria, like these parts of your life that that you want to make sure are coming up in your feed.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Never again, Audra. Do you know how long it took us to get Hannah on this call?
Well, it would have been worse if I was at home.
No Wi-Fi.
So, I always say sort of the rule of quarters. One quarter is going to be you at work. One quarter is going to be about news that are related to your industry, your interests. One quarter is going to be about companies that you are following. And then the other quarter is personal, right?
Okay, right.
If you have
Perfect.
If you have that mix, then it's just a quarter. One every 4 posts is going to be something personal.
Yeah.
Events. We all go to events, right? Whether it's having coffee with a friend, or me, doing something through work. I think people love photos, right? On LinkedIn and on all of the other social media channels, photos do really, really well. So I think that it doesn't have to be of me. I don't have to be in the photo. I'll shoot pictures of my friends, right, and them there. So I think
it's like the first day desk. So when someone's first day at work, the desk, they go insane. I started taking screenshots of all of those. Maybe like 4,000 likes for someone's what swag they're going to get on the new day. And all it is a photograph of this desk, and you're just going. But we love to see the space that someone's going to end up working in.
Right, I love that, and they usually have some swag going on too.
Yeah.
Not only does it make that employee feel so welcome, but it's just great for employer branding and all that stuff.
Yeah. But that's all that on the fly stuff that you can just, like you said, you're out having a coffee, and people are like, I can't do that. But it's like, but you do that all day. You just got to think to grab the moment.
Yeah.
That's why Snapchat's pretty great, because you can really tell a story about your day, which you can't really do anywhere else, I don't think, or it wouldn't be relevant to other platforms.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys using Instagram stories? Have you used it yet?
Sometime.
I haven't, but I have heard great things.
Usually I tend to drop my Snapchat onto my camera reel and upload it onto Instagram stories.
Okay.
And then there's the Facebook ones. I've tried that a few times.
Oh, right.
The Messenger one, you mean? Oh,
no, there's like
one there as well.
But I don't think they're called Twitter stories, Jim. Aren't they called
Twitter Live or something? Or
Twitter has something too, but I haven't seen that much.
Periscoped my keynote at SourceCon, but thankfully he saved it.
Yeah,
I love Periscope through Twitter, so you've got to remember to save it, and thankfully he did.
Yeah, thanks for doing that, Jim, because I wouldn't have gotten to see it otherwise.
Ever get rid of it, ever. Because that $20 I actually genuinely owe you. You'll never see it. Oh, yeah, right there at the top. I don't want to look. Yeah,
on Twitter?
On Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. I always see that. And I did get quite a few hits the one time I did a story.
It's all going off in here. I don't want to look. There's probably 1,000 questions that we're not getting because we're over here on Crowdcast. All the cool kids know to come to Crowdcast.
I don't think a lot of people are doing it either. And again, why not, right?
Yeah.
So it's
okay, Twitter moments.
Yeah, Twitter moment.
Okay. But I've personally created collections on Instagram. Like all of the SourceCon photos are in one place. All of the SRSC photos are in one place. But that's not public. I haven't done a Twitter moment, actually.
So I did a Twitter moment and got no traction, but
Can we find it?
I don't, that's the thing. I don't know how you easily find it.
Yeah, I don't know that either. I don't think they promote it very well.
Oh, okay. I will click on your link. Have you got shoes on in this, Jim?
Oh, there, of course, Jim's got one. Yay.
Jim's got one. Oh, okay. Let's have a look. My tweets in episode 1.
So I have
Legacy, New Day News Hero.
Okay.
So it's just a collection of tweets, basically? I think I have seen
Yeah,
that.
it is. It's a collection of tweets.
That would be really handy for conferences, surely.
That'd be great for
just tweeting about one of my favorite TV shows. But at least he had his shoes on.
What's his favorite TV show?
Oh, I just went out of it again. It was a whole load of things. Jim danced that down the sideline.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So I wonder if the traction on Twitter's really just dropped because of the way they've rearranged the feed. Because most people don't know your trick about using lists, do they, Hannah? Because really, there's some cool stuff in there.
I know
all of the gifts and the collections and the pinned tweets and yeah.
I know. I maybe I don't know what's going on, right? But I do see, and I'm part of some of the sort of on the periphery of some of the recruiter channels, and there's a lot more discussion going on in Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I just think it's sure to have that stream of discussion in Facebook than they have on Twitter that wouldn't really get into that long-term discussion. So
yeah,
I think ease of use and just the fact that people always have Facebook open sort of on the side, spending more time.
Actually, on that, as somebody who manages actually quite several groups in Facebook, that's another thing. Like, recruiters, if they're going to use Facebook, particularly if they're going to send Facebook messages, they should actually fill out their bio. And again, have it quirky like you would on Twitter, a combination of you as a human being and you at work and you, the human at home, and actually fill it out. Because I think sometimes people don't get let into groups because they have zero information. You're like, who are you? Are you a spammer? Am I going to let you in and regret it? And so they're probably missing out because they just aren't writing.
Well, I know Animal was having problems with one of his Facebook groups, trying to sort of screen people that weren't recruiters or the right people coming in. So,
he's got a very successful group.
Yeah. But I think,
hey, Hannah, can we go back to your About Me? Because that's a great trick, I think, for people that want their own website but don't have the time. They don't know WordPress. Like, I don't have the time. So, but About.me is fantastic, right? You can make a profile in half an hour, and it's basically your own.
It's really easy. So you upload a picture, whatever you want, sort of for a background picture. You've got a bio that is probably less than 2,000 words, and then you link to whatever social media profiles or websites that you want to link to. So you link to your Twitter account, your LinkedIn account. If your company has a website, you can link to that. Instagram. I mean, I think there are a lot of different social.
I can't even think when I last looked at mine. That's quite worrying.
I know.
Yeah, check it out. Audit it.
He's going to have a lot.
But then what you can do though is buy your own domain name and just forward it. That's what I did. So now I have audrenight.com.
Right.
And I've really done nothing. It's so easy and free.
And it is free. And so the other cool thing is that you can have a call to action. So you can tell somebody what you actually want them to do. So you have to visit my blog or follow me on Twitter or contact me, whatever it is you want it. There are like 5 or 6 different buttons people can do. I actually just did
that. I can cope with that. It's not completely out of date.
Time for an update.
Knows what she's doing when she gets off this call. Actually, I was, like you said with your domain, Lainey was giving me crap actually that I haven't bought mine. Like,
yes,
hey, John,
definitely.
I didn't know John was here.
Always buy your domain. First thing.
Oh, all right. When I get off this.
Even if you don't use it, you just want to have it so someone else doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. There's Jim Stroud's got one. Yay, Jim! Of course.
Of course
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Jim's got one.
Yeah.
Jim's like the guru of this stuff.
Well, I think the fun thing about.me is that it does give you stats, so you can see how many people have viewed your profile. Even embed a link to that in your email signature if you wanted. So
Yep.
So that you can actually see stats. LinkedIn has very limited stats, and the other profiles don't give them to you. So it's just another way to sort of measure who's actually looking for more information on you.
Yeah, Jim's giving away sourcing tips now. It's all going on down the side channel.
Sourcing tips.
This is why you shouldn't join a Facebook Live and you should be over here on Crowdcast.
Yep.
That's where all the hot tips happen. And we'll see all the questions later over on Facebook Live and be like, oh, well, we missed that. It'd be quite funny. Oh, I like Jim's page. That's really cool. I need to
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, no, because it's changed since I was last in here. He's enormous, though. He's like...
He's a master of video and photos, for sure.
Yeah.
I love him for that.
Mm-hmm.
But you seem quite comfortable in front of the camera. Is that, even though you said you're an introvert?
Yeah. Well, right. I'm a selective introvert, right? I am when I want to be.
Is that like extrovertive?
Is it harder when it's in person versus like this is in person, but not really, sort of?
You know, because I actually love to present too. And people have said, and I'm not comfortable saying it myself, but other people said I'm sort of dynamic, animated. And because I love what I'm talking about, right? And I think that's what really allows an introvert to be extroverted, is because they love what they're talking about.
Oh, I love that.
So, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, the Labrador just came and got me and he's soaking wet. Sorry.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't think. Sorry, it just completely distracted me. So do you have any tips? Because I think people should be embracing video as well. Because obviously we talked about Snapchat and stuff, but because the video side, or Periscope's video, live is video.
YouTube.
So
Top tips for that?
You know, so people don't like video and people aren't necessarily good at video. And I think that that's hard. So one of the things that I've sort of fallen back on for myself, and I'll share what my secret is, I'm not necessarily loving my face on camera, but I love teaching people how to do stuff. So I'll do a video screen share of my teaching people how to do stuff.
Yep.
So therefore it's my knowledge that's being featured, not my face. And that's more comfortable for me. Again, that's really what I want to be known for anyway, somebody who's a thoughtful, in the know kind of person. So that's one of the tricks that I use for video.
So
that's a great tip.
Mine is all about like camera angle and lighting. I mean, right now I'm exhausted, so I probably look like shit. But I've got a light, because of you guys are in the morning, I'm in the evening, so I have a light here to balance out what's coming through the windows behind me. And one of the biggest things that I do when I'm recording my videos is jump up and down first. And then I aim my energy like up here and it comes out like normal, which sounds crazy. Or I try and have somebody either on the other end of that webinar, or I'm talking to them, because that really helps with that energy. Oh, poor John. I have a face only a mother could laugh. That is not true.
So, yeah.
Me too. You guys are so full of it. I think they're just after a bit of ego stroking. So, yeah.
Hannah, do you have any tips on public speaking? Because besides the love what you talk about, which is really genius, but anything else you would say?
Gosh, well, like, where do you start? There's like this whole, I think it's true whether you're writing, whether you're using any social media, you really need to meet the audience where they're at and give them what they're looking for. I think so often we get stuck in what we know we want to tell people, and that's not necessarily what they're looking for. We might be able to get there eventually, but always tap into what your audience biggest problems are and address those and suck them in early so that they'll stay with you. So the other thing about public speaking, and anybody who does any of it knows that you can't use a PowerPoint presentation with a bunch of words on the slide. That doesn't happen, right? Yeah. And I can't even imagine, why do people still do that?
Yeah.
It boggles my mind. Having energy, engaging the audience is so important. If you get up there and just sort of spiel your spiel, whatever that is, people are not going to resonate with that. They're not going to be engaged. They're not going to want to listen. They're not going to remember you. And at the end of the day, what you want people to do is remember you. And I guess, I stink at selling, but at the end of that presentation, whatever you're doing, you have to have some sort of call to action. Tell them to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because people are lazy and they don't necessarily know what they need to do. If your call to action is, I created a page on my website that you can go find all these slides and links to the information that I've talked about. Go check it out. That's a perfect. right? So now they're going to my website, which is really what I want them to do, and hopefully they'll go visit other things, right?
Yeah.
Or follow me on Twitter or whatever that call to action is.
I think also that the event organizer should know who's going to be in the room.
Yeah.
So you should be able to find out what do they want answered, that kind of thing. Like what is their burning question, all of that sort of stuff. So Hannah, you are great at addressing your audience. This is from Donna Favita. I apologize if I said that incorrectly. In our group, Hannah called us out, and it was the best kick in the butt I needed. Best kick I ever got.
Wow, nice.
Hannah knows how to kick butt.
Thank you, Donna. That's sweet. That's sweet. Right, that's sweet. That's what I want.
I love that.
Yeah,
I know. I really, really love that. And actually, something else I'd say, if you're trying out public speaking, do a disrupt HR. Because I just don't think that there's anything more challenging. And the worst is you stuff up for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I ran the one last night in London, and it's 5 minutes, 20 slides, 15 seconds a slide. Awesome way to get started.
Yeah.
And I had one second-time speaker, one first-time speaker last night, and they both nailed it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Brilliant. Yeah, really good. It's just try, get up and try as well. What about you, the Audra, though? From all your speaking you've done, and
I think the hardest thing for me was just getting over the nerves. And once I kind of determined that it's not nerves, it's excitement. And once I got in that mindset, it just changed everything for me, because that was a challenge for me. I think it's a challenge for a lot of people, just the nerves beforehand. But once you kind of get excited about it and realize that your heart's beating because you're super excited and something is awesome is happening, it just changes everything.
Yeah. And breathe, because you'll hold your breath in fear and you breathe. And it's exciting.
That I still need to work on. I'm getting there.
You were really cool. Don't give me that. But I also, Hannah rocks. Oh my God, there's so much love for you going on the side. I think the other thing, like bringing it back to our topic here. So there is a certain speaker out there. Well, actually, I don't actually technically think this person's done that much speaking, but they want to be speaking, but they haven't put the word speaker on their LinkedIn profile or their Twitter profile. They haven't put any evidence that they've spoken. There are no photos, videos, nothing.
Right.
Now, I don't have a show reel. All this time I've been speaking, I still haven't managed to gather a show reel.
Yeah,
but there's enough evidence and recommendations and stuff for people to go to speak. So you've got to take it to that next level as well if you're selling yourself as an expert.
And also get out there and pitch. I have a friend that wants to do it, and she said, well, one of these days I'll get approached. And I was like, no, you probably won't, because enough people are pitching and selling themselves that you need to jump in there and make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know if speaking is for everybody.
Right.
You either want to do it or you don't want to do it.
Sure.
And maybe a good way to start, too, is serving on a panel. Panels would be you and other people, and it's sometimes easier to get on a panel than it is to be solo on a stage. It's a great opportunity to share what you know, to begin building relationships with people you may not already know, and build that partnership collaboration. So get a panel together.
That's actually very true. Yeah. You could even pitch a panel, couldn't you? You could actually go in and say, there are 4 of us or 3 of us, and we'd like to talk on this topic. Yeah, I think some of the conference organizers would be relieved. I don't have to think this through. So, yeah, that's a really good tip. Yeah. So, only get speaking. So this is from Matt Lundgren. I still can't pronounce your name right, which is so embarrassing. Only get speaking gigs if people to the right role knows you want to. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
People need to know.
Yeah.
It's true.
So if you don't like to speak, then you absolutely love to write, right? Or good at that. And so you can do the same sort of thing with guest posting or submitting articles to industry newsletters. That's just a great idea. I don't know.
You get to blog on some really great sites, don't you? Where do you write?
Which one?
Hannah? What sites do you write on? You write on some really amazing sites.
Yeah.
U.S. News and World Report, jobhunt.org. I get mentioned in Money Magazine and some other. Like I say that because I'm always so embarrassed to sort of talk about that.
Why?
No, I know, it's amazing. Now, how did you get those? Did you pitch to them, or how did that work out?
I don't. They actually have come to me. And I think what happens is, I think a lot of times is once you get mentioned on one of those sites, or like the writing gig on U.S. News and World Report is a weekly thing. So that gives me a lot of
credibility.
People people see I've written about something and they're like, oh, would you want to write something for us or whatever?
Yeah.
But that's because you started on your own blog.
Yeah, because I love to write.
Yeah, but you don't just write your own blog. You've then got to share your blog.
Right. I have other things, examples already in existence. Right. So I already done the writing.
Yeah. And I think we're quite lucky we've got quite old blogs, but I get lots of people approaching as well. Like marketing companies who've got people who sit and constantly approach with their blogs as well. So there's a competition, but you've got to share it. If you don't share it, no one will know.
And, I don't, again, because people may not have their own websites, that would be LinkedIn will be a great opportunity because that stuff resides on your profile, right? And people can see that if you tell them to look for it.
Or Medium or Tumblr. And Medium is actually taking off really well.
Yeah, Medium is great for the exposure.
I also think with recruiters, they've got to work out where their audience is, because their audience may well be on Medium, not on LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn's great for me, who's selling to recruiters, for example. They're all there. All marketers or entrepreneurs. It just depends. Mm-hmm. Audrey, sounds like you're in a motor city.
No. I found the mute button, so it's a little bit late, but I found it.
Oh, I didn't know you found the button. Bless your cotton plugs. We've got 4 minutes left. Are there any questions, guys? You've done really well at throwing questions at Hannah.
I know, Audrey, you've been great at asking questions.
For being blind. I think
I told her I'm good. She had to.
But when it comes to guest blogging, I just want to say it's also awesome for SEO because almost all the random guest blogs I've done, they show up on page 1 of Google. So it's pretty fantastic. One blog and you've got content on page 1 of Google, right?
Right.
Yeah. As well, if they're a really busy blog as well.
So I wrote a book too, and that helps, right? But I did. Again, most people don't.
Oh, so I wrote a book. Hi, I'm Hannah Morgan. So I wrote a book. I wrote a book. Oh my God! Like seriously, what is your book called? Let us get the link to that up there.
It's the infographic resume.
Oh, that's right.
It's about visual resumes, right? But the great story here is that I didn't go pitch McGraw-Hill Education and ask them to write this book. They came to me.
Wow, that's so cool.
So again, I say that so humbly because I honestly, it was just a crazy thing that happened, right? So they came to me and asked me if I would write it, and I did, and that was wonderful. And it's it's just another resource out there that people would hopefully know you for, or
.net / the infographic resume, like hyphen with the hyphen. Is that right?
Or just put it in Amazon, right?
Oh, yeah, it's on there. Hold on.
Because people are writing the link, but I can't get the link to come up because my thing's going really slowly.
I think the cool thing about that topic is it's going to be more and more relevant in the next 5 years.
I know.
It's really futuristic, which is fantastic.
So it's the full.
This might be the link. I'm not sure. My thing's going really slowly. So.
The thing is, and the great thing about this book was that it is. Oh, there you got it.
Is that correct? I'm not sure because it's just that.
Yeah, I put the Amazon link too.
Cool.
So the great thing is that this isn't for applying for jobs online. It doesn't work for that. It is for wowing the interviewer, right, and having that sort of lasting impression. And it's great for having those networking conversations because people aren't focused on the text in your resume. It's more of a story and a journey that you get to map.
Right, we're out of time, which is good because Audra's gone really naughty, loud, and next week you're at home. Bless you. So next week we don't actually have a guest because it's my birthday week. So I decided that whoever's around can jump on and we can have a crazy show next week. It's just basically who's here, open mic, jump on, and hopefully everyone in the sideline there will be there. Hannah, you're more than welcome to pop back. I don't care. Pretty well anyone who can get on can come on and say hello. So God knows what we'll talk about. Recruitment and cake. It could be anything.
That'll be fun.
I know. I just went, stop it. It's my birthday the next day. I'm going to have fun. So, yeah. But I can't believe this went so fast. This show is over when the fat bike sings. Brilliant. Love it. There's real humor going on down the side. Hannah, thank you so much. Also because it's been so hard to get you on so many times, but we finally managed it. So thank you for your persistence as well.
Thank you, guys. I love being here. And anytime you need somebody, call me. I'd love to do it again.
Next week,
awesome.
Open mic. Anyone can come on.
Yep.
Cool. Well, take care. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, Hannah. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Audra.